Hello guys, welcome back. I'm going to make this video about the mid area in Cache and how you can control this area, because the mid in Cache is by far the most important area of the map. The team that controls this area will most likely win the round, because if, for example, the terrorists control this, then the counter-terrorists have much less opportunities to rotate. They can only rotate from CT spawn, for example towards A, or all the way around, which is both not ideal. Same goes for the counter-terrorist. If the counter-terrorists control this gives you much more opportunities to rotate towards either A bomb site or B bomb site. So it's a very valuable area to control, and the team that controls this will either have the most avenues to attack and or to defend. So what we're going to do, we're going to first start as a terrorist to see how you can get control of this area. So there's only really one thing you need as a terrorist if the counter-terrorists are not playing it properly, and that is to have a smoke in this position, right about there. It does not really matter if it lands to the right or to the left or further, because it will bounce against the wall and then it will land in the perfect position. So I will show you one time how that's done to throw the smoke. What you need to do is you need to position your crosshair in the middle of the window. I need to sneeze. You need to position your crosshair in the middle of the window, and as you walk you jump and you throw it at the same time. Give me the bomb back. So like so. It's really not difficult to throw. So this one lands a little bit close. If you walk a little bit further it will clearly go over the fence, so that is good. Now as you're walking here towards mid, the smoke will pop before you get here. So what you need to do is you need to check that spot, because if a counter-terrorist is rushing towards that spot, he will get there before you can get here. So you need to check that, then you need to check next to the box, and then you need to be aware that the counter-terrorist, because there's a smoke in that position, will be rotating either behind the box or perhaps close, because he can't see anything. Of course he can also rotate through CT spawn, but a lot of times people actually try to get into a better position while not leaving mid. So you need to check that spot, then a little bit slower, then close, because they can be standing over there, and then very close if they're rushing. But most often you can hear that if they get very close. So with that smoke in position, you have control of mid as a terrorist. You can walk over here and clear this area if they get close. If they want to sit behind the sandbags, then you can clear it like so. That's fine, or you can perhaps go towards B bomb side, and if after you clear that you can peek onto A, or even you can do some advanced tactics and push up here, and perhaps if you throw a smoke like this, also really easy, then it will also land in a good position, and then you can split push B. But that is perhaps not, you can't do that on your own. The other option you can do is, if you throw your smoke, you can still go towards the boost position and you can stand here. Now the advantage of the boost position is that this people don't expect it as often, and you are covered from this area, because this thing is in the way, so I can't see anything. Now, so if you're standing on the boost position, you can peek next to the box. Then you can crouch. If you don't have a smoke in position, you can crouch and peek like so. You can stand really far back, like so. And then you can peek close and very close. So that's all really nice. One more trick. As a terrorist, if you jump on the edge of the boost position, of the roof I mean, of course. I need to jump. They can jump on this thing, and then you can stand on this box, and what this does, this gives you a nice peek of the area towards A. You don't want to stand so close to the wall as I do now, because if you peek, then you expose yourself to the entire area almost instantly. Instead what you want to do is you want to stand back, and then you can take it more slowly, more easily, because if you stand so close then it's very difficult to only peek this small corner. If you stand a little further back, then it's easy. And if a AWPer is standing here, for example, I would do it this way. So with double zoom, and if suddenly someone is over there, then that person has a bit more of an advantage. I would not say that it is that he has the advantage. I think if I'm standing here, I'm more likely to get the kill with a reflex, but it at least gives you somewhat of your advantage back. So that is quite easy how you can take control of mid as a terrorist, and now we're going to check out as a counter-terrorist how you can prevent the terrorist from getting control. So one thing you need to know is that you can't throw a smoke over this roof, because there's an invisible wall there, which is very annoying. Which means the option for you to throw a smoke is to quickly run towards mid and throw a smoke like so. I would almost every single round throw this smoke, because it's impossible for the terrorist to peek from a smoke. I mean, well, you know that you don't want to walk through smokes, so this gives you time to get into position. And of course, if the terrorist throw a smoke here, and you have a smoke in position there, then you have the advantage. Because they can't walk through the smoke, so you can focus on this area, and if somebody walks through the smoke, you can quickly aim back. So if you have that smoke in position, you're at a advantage. Of course, if the terrorists flash, you need to turn away, and then they can get the advantage back again. But this is very important that you smoke there.
I have eyes on the enemy.
Eyes on the enemy. Good job.
Let's go.
What you also can do, and I like to do this once in a while, once every few rounds, is smoke,
Laying down smoke.
then flash. The game is a little bit laggy, and you want to walk silent from this point, actually silent from a little bit further back. They won't be pushing through the smoke, so you can focus on this area, and then you get into position here, which they won't expect, which can get you a very easy kill. Or perhaps I don't like to stand here, but it's possible. Crouching. I like to stand close. Close is way better, and I don't want to stand close towards this, because the the terrorist will be focusing towards the fence. So it's more likely that the terrorist will go that side, than that will that side, because this gives you nothing except if somebody is standing here. So standing in this position is also really nice. What you can also do, and that's a little bit tricky, it might not work all the time, but that is more something for an eco tactic, is if you're, for example, have your smoke in position here, and you throw a flashbang as well, you can stand on the box, and then you can jump above them. This is clearly an eco position. You don't want to take this risk without you being very sure that you can get here safely, because most of the time you can't get here safely. But for example, if the bomb is down somewhere and you have time to get into this position, this can be really nice, because they won't be expecting you, and you can even just guard that area and have somebody else guard below you, and then if they get killed, you can switch back. And the last thing you can do as a counter-terrorist is more aggressively boost onto this plank. Am I stuck? No. Like so, and then you can also peek out towards people that are pushing as a terrorist. And this is also, of course, a way to quickly get behind them if they're standing over here. But you need a teammate to do that, and it's quite risky, because you either both need to be silent or you will be making a lot of noise. So that's something you can think about. Yeah. Key point of this story is that you need to smoke, and you need to think about your position smartly. But that smoke and this smoke are very essential for you to throw almost every single round, especially if you're standing at mid, but also, for example, if you're going somewhere else as a terrorist, if you're going towards B, you might as well throw this smoke, because this forces the counter-terrorist either to go towards here to cover it, or what they can also do is they can walk back all the way around and stand here to cover it, which means there will be one guy less close to B, and so you can take B more easily. So yeah, thanks for watching.